Alright, so it has been cooking for about 2.5 hours now on high. I'm going to add in 2 cups of heavy cream. And it calls for about 2 cups of shredded cheddar. So I've got some cheese that I've shredded here. So I'm going to put that in, get it all stirred together, and let everything melt. I'll show you the final product. All right. So today what I'm making for dinner is, I think they call it poor man stew. So it's slow cooker poor man stew. So it's basically a beef and vegetable stew. What I'm going to add to mine, the recipe wanted 3 large potatoes. I only had 2, so that's what I'm adding. I also have some onion in here diced up, so we're gonna put that at the bottom. And then the recipe called for 3 large carrots, but because I didn't have as many potatoes as I would have liked, I doubled the carrots and I have 6 carrots in here. And we really like carrots, so everybody will eat them up. It won't be an issue. And honestly, my boys don't love potatoes, so the potatoes are really just for my husband and I anyways. So this does call for a pound of ground beef. My ground beef is still defrosting, so I will cook that up after and add it in. But I want to get the rest of this going so that the carrots can get soft. So I have 6 ounces of tomato paste. That's all I'm going to get out of that. So then it calls for 2 cups of water. I'm going to do 2 cups of beef broth just because I prefer the beef broth to just plain water. I think it adds more flavor. And then I also need to add in some salt, some pepper, and some oregano, but I might just do Italian seasoning instead. So let me grab those and we'll go from there. Alright, so I am going to add some onion powder. I'm going to add some garlic powder. And some Italian seasoning. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of water. I'm going to add 2 cups and see if I think that's enough. If not, I might add just a little bit more. Alright, I think I'm going to add just 1 more cup. Okay, so that looks good to me, and because I did 3 cups, I'm going to add in the appropriate amount of beef broth powder. Just going to add the rest of it. This is the kind that I use. We'll add some salt. I don't need to add a ton because I used the beef broth. And some pepper. Alright, so I'm going to mix all this up. Try and incorporate that tomato paste a little better. So when this has maybe like an hour's worth of time left on it, because I'm going to cook it on high for about 5 hours or until the carrots are done. When this has about an hour or so left, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some frozen peas. And then whenever my beef is defrosted, I will brown that up and I will add this in as well. And I will show you guys what this looks like in the end. And we'll probably have it with cheesy garlic biscuits, which I have made before. So I will try and find that video and link it at the end of this one for anyone that's interested. I will also put the original recipe to this down in the description if you're looking for it. So I'm gonna just put this in the crock pot and I'll show you what it looks like later. Okay, so my ground beef defrosted, and I decided that I was going to try something a little different this time. So I actually turned it into meatballs, like I would for spaghetti and meatballs, and I am going to try it like that. The boys are not the biggest fan of the little just crumbled up bits of ground beef in there. So I'm going to try it with meatballs in there. And I'm putting them in now so that by the time I'm ready to add the peas, the frozen peas, the meatballs should be cooked and I'll be able to just stir everything together without them falling apart. And then I may end up cooking up some elbow noodles to make it kind of like a vegetable noodle soup. So I will check back in on this after, show you what it's looking like, and let you know what we end up doing. So this is what it's looking like. The meatballs are almost totally cooked through, and I added in the peas, so we're going to let this continue to cook on high until dinner time.